Boston, Massachusetts, steeped in history, culture, and American heritage, stands as one of the nation's most historic cities. Walking through its streets feels like stepping into a time machine, offering glimpses into the early days of America's fight for independence, the founding of its first universities, and some of its most iconic architecture. In this video, we'll take you through the top 10 historic landmarks in Boston, showcasing the rich legacy that makes this city a must-visit for anyone interested in the birth of the United States. Whether you're a history buff, a curious traveler, or just looking to explore a city with deep roots, these landmarks will transport you to another era. We start with Boston Common, the oldest public park in the United States, dating back to 1634. Originally used as grazing land for livestock and later for British soldiers during the Revolutionary War, Boston Common has since become a peaceful green space in the heart of the city. Strolling through the park, you're walking in the footsteps of American history, with the site serving as the starting point for the famous Freedom Trail. Today, it's a perfect spot for relaxing, but its history as a meeting ground for rallies, protests, and public gatherings is a testament to its importance in Boston's long narrative. Old North Church is an iconic symbol of the American Revolution. It was from this church's steeple that the signal lanterns were hung to warn the colonists that the British were coming, one if by land, two if by sea, setting off Paul Revere's legendary midnight ride. Built in 1723, it's the oldest standing church in Boston and still operates today. Visitors can tour the church, explore the crypts below, and see the pew where famous figures of history once sat. It's a powerful reminder of the role Boston played in the fight for American independence. Known as the Cradle of Liberty, Faneuil Hall is a site rich in Revolutionary history. Built in 1742 as a marketplace and meeting hall, it was here that many fiery speeches advocating for American independence were delivered. Samuel Adams and other revolutionary leaders gathered here to debate the future of the colonies. Today, Faneuil Hall is part of a bustling marketplace, surrounded by shops and restaurants, but its historic significance is honored with a museum on its upper floors, where you can delve deeper into the events that shaped the nation. A visit to Boston wouldn't be complete without stopping by the Paul Revere House, the home of the famed silversmith and patriot who played a crucial role in the American Revolution. Built in 1680, it is the oldest remaining structure in downtown Boston. Paul Revere lived here during the time of his famous midnight ride, warning the colonial militia of approaching British forces. The house has been preserved as a museum, where visitors can walk through the rooms and see artifacts from Revere's life. It's a small but fascinating window into colonial Boston. Located in Charlestown, Bunker Hill Monument stands as a tribute to one of the first major battles of the American Revolution, the Battle of Bunker Hill. Though the British technically won the battle, the heavy losses they suffered gave the American forces a significant morale boost and demonstrated their resilience. The 221-foot granite obelisk marks the site where the battle took place in 1775. Visitors can climb the 294 steps to the top of the monument for panoramic views of Boston. A nearby museum also provides a detailed account of the battle and its importance to the war effort. While not a singular landmark, the Freedom Trail is a must-do when visiting Boston. This 2.5-mile red brick trail leads visitors through 16 of the city's most important historic sites, including many on this list. You'll walk past churches, graveyards, and meeting halls, all while soaking in the stories that shaped America's path to independence. Some highlights along the Freedom Trail include King's Chapel, the Granary Burying Ground, and Old South Meeting House, where colonists planned the Boston Tea Party. It's an immersive experience, and following the trail gives you a tangible sense of Boston's pivotal role in American history. Standing proudly atop Beacon Hill is the Massachusetts State House, the seat of government for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Completed in 1798, its golden dome is one of the most recognizable landmarks in Boston's skyline. The building was designed by renowned architect Charles Bulfinch and is considered one of the finest examples of neoclassical architecture in the country. Inside, visitors can tour the historic chambers, where important legislative decisions have been made for over 2 centuries. The Massachusetts State House is not just a beautiful piece of architecture, but a place where the legacy of governance continues to this day. USS Constitution. Old Ironsides is the oldest commissioned warship still afloat in the world. Launched in 1797, the ship earned its nickname during the War of 1812, when cannonballs from British ships seemed to bounce off its strong wooden hull. The USS Constitution played a critical role in protecting American interests during that war, and remains an iconic symbol of the nation's early naval power. Today, the ship is docked in Charlestown Navy Yard, where visitors can tour the vessel and explore the museum that chronicles its storied history. It's a fascinating experience to walk the decks of this 18th century warship and learn about life at sea during its heyday. Few events in American history are as famous as the Boston Tea Party. On December 16, 1773, a group of colonists protesting British taxation without representation disguised themselves as Native Americans and threw an entire shipment of tea into Boston Harbor. This act of rebellion ignited the spark that would lead to the Revolutionary War. At the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum, visitors can relive this pivotal moment in history. The museum offers interactive exhibits, costumed reenactors, and even the opportunity to board replicas of the ships involved in the event. You can throw a crate of tea into the harbor just like the Patriots did over 200 years ago, an experience that truly brings history to life. Finally, we come to the Old State House, the oldest public building still standing in Boston and the most significant political landmark in the city's history. Built in 1713, this was the seat of the Massachusetts colonial government and the site of many important events leading up to the American Revolution. It was here that the Declaration of Independence was first read to the people of Boston from the building's balcony in 1776. Directly in front of the Old State House is the site of the Boston Massacre, where British soldiers fired into a crowd of colonists, killing 5 and further inflaming tensions between Britain and the colonies. The Old State House now operates as a museum, offering visitors an in-depth look at Boston's role in the birth of the United States. Boston is a city where history is woven into every street and building. From the revolutionary spark that ignited the fight for independence to the preservation of America's earliest landmarks, this city offers an incredible journey through time. Which landmark are you most excited to visit? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of America's rich history.